Hey folks, welcome back. You know, making YouTube videos is just too easy these days, and for that reason I've decided to enlist Parrish to randomly throw things at me throughout. Just gives it a little bit more edge, you know? Like I said earlier, Simpsons Drive Car game sets you loose in 7 levels. 3 levels. That's right, 7 levels. 3 levels. You also got Ava Mentos, Eric Speed, Bob Earl Homer Deluxe, and my personal favorite, Xmas 2011, which is a really funny coincidence because I've always wanted to name my first daughter that. And from day one, I've been telling you over and over again that there are only 4 good Silent Hill games, and they're the first 4. Silent Hill, Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 3, and Silent Hill 4. The Room. He said the thing everyone else was thinking, because they have the same name, it's so funny. Since this game is, for all intents and purposes... Did you hear that? I said all intents and purposes instead of all intensive purposes. I do not wish to reveal how recently I learned how to properly say that phrase. Is this your first time seeing a knife, or...?
I couldn't believe it. The gun was going off by itself, finding its own target. In a stunning turn of events, it had shot and killed the intruder who had been hiding in our house all along.
Oh, Ben, I may be a stupid asshole, but I know how leveling up works. I've played a role-playing game before, for gosh sake. Now look, I respect your intelligence. And when I say you, I mean you. Not this guy, you know? I fucking hate that guy. Standard stuff like invincible cars, a cheat that makes your car jump when you honk the horn, and of course fast cars, which changes all the music to Tracy Chapman. Wow, a Tracy Chapman joke. Sure, that one will land. Very topical. And if you haven't caught on yet, this entire thing is a ploy by Dr. Eggman to send all the teams on a wild goose chase to his base of operations. I guess you could say that he hatched a scheme. It centers around Nico, a young reindeer with dreams of one day accompanying Santa on his sleigh, despite his inability to fly. Does that sound familiar to you? So buckle in, because this is going to be a long one. Dark Souls is a huge... There's a drawing on the table, which is pretty scary when you think about it, because it kind of looks like a kid drew it, but the people's eyes are scratched out, and that's... kids usually draw not scary things, and so that's how come it's scary. And of course, there's the best cheat code of them all, the grid. Yeah, if there's one big takeaway I can get from Sonic Heroes, it's that no matter what troubles you encounter in life, anything can be conquered through the power of friendship. Yeah! Man, you know what my favorite thing about Final Fantasy or Skyrim or Elden Ring is? How after you clear out an area, you have to walk all the way back through the empty dungeon to get to the exit. Oh wait, none of them do that because that would be fucking stupid and I just lied to you. And, best of all, they actually got Clancy Brown for this one, so we don't have to have terrifying imitation crabs like in Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Ahoy there, Patrick!
Hate! I've got a brand new segment on the show called Guess the Game. Here's how it works. I'm going to put an obscured picture of a video game cover on screen, and it's up to you to guess which game it is. You ready? Here we go. Alright, time's up. If you guessed Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories for the PS2, you win! And if you didn't guess it, it might just make me a little angry. So, without further ado, Arthur... Okay, you can stop doing it.
You asked me to.
If you think that I talk with a funny Canadian accent, then you has never done spokens to a Newfoundlander thereby. Right? If you're from Newfoundland, I apologize, but that probably wasn't the worst accent you've ever heard, right? I'm not kidding. There's a cheat code that just shows a grid everywhere. And, I'm at a loss for words here. I feel like I should be saying something, but grid. You know how a lot of the time when a 3D game is made based on a 2D cartoon, you end up with Max Headroom-esque sci-fi nightmares the likes of Man We're Never Meant to Comprehend? I hate that shit. I still have the occasional nightmare about the Simpsons hit and run cutscenes. All 4 Team Silent games. Who knew this day would come? Punchline. I did. Anyway, the next area is the Undead Parish.
Undead what?
Reused levels. What is this? Silent Hill 4? Am I right? On that note, could somebody please make a mod of Silent Hill 2 that replaces all the characters with the models from the Simpsons hit and run? I'm willing to pay for it. And of course, I'm going to be spoiling Silent Hill 4, and to a lesser extent, Silent Hill 1, 2, and 3. So if you don't want any of those spoiled, why the f*** did you click on this video? What, did you think I was just going to be talking about the gameplay? This gameplay right here? It's a fucking walking simulator! Jesus! So you're telling me that this girl committed suicide via magical painter man because her boyfriend broke up with her? Like, what do you want me to say about that? Buddy over here gets kidnapped and brought to a scary basement where he's murdered by a mask-wielding axed man. Wait, no. An axe-wielding Max, damn it. Prologue, step into the shadows of the Hell House. No thanks. But what if I told you that there already was a Five Nights at Freddy's movie? Or at least a movie that kind of resembles Five Nights at Freddy's. Would you like that? No? Well, there is, and it's called Willy's Wonderland. No penis jokes, okay? This is serious. He's pointing at room 303 where Eileen lives, which is pretty scary. But in my opinion, the scariest thing about it is that he appears to have been transformed into a PlayStation 1 model. Truly a fate worse than death. Team Dark is made up of Shadow, Rouge, and look, it's A3 Alpha. The boys open it up to find Eddie, but he's not dead, he's standing right there. The sequel to Konami's original Vampire Spookfest is a strange one. It's one of the most infamous video games of all time. It's been talked about a million times before. One might even say that it has a history of making people on the internet angry. A castle that flips upside down. What is this? Castlevania Symphony of the Night? Yeah, okay. Alright. October. Yeah, that's right, folks. It's the time of the year we've all been waiting for. Those glorious 3 to 4 weeks in the fall where you can actually go outside without having to assume the fetal position and cry for 15 minutes straight after returning inside. And all that leads into the biggest difference between this game and the other ones. The room. That's what the game's called. Now, you might look at the text on screen that says Trees 6 and assume that the objective is to walk around and find 6 trees. And that's a very good guess. But what we're actually looking for is Jesus Christ mid-crucifixion. 6 times. The cross was a tree at one point, I suppose. Whoa. I'm sensing a lot of hostility here. But that can't be the case. People love this game. And it has nothing to do with the fact that they played it during a phase of their life where they had no responsibilities and were generally worse at video games, meaning that every game they played took longer and therefore felt like a bigger experience. Wow, Willy's Wonderland! What a crazy idea for a movie! They should make a video game or 12. This is King Seeker Framped, and you're probably thinking, this is the scariest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I never, as long as I live, want to look at that ever again. As a person named Ben, I can't complain about any opportunity to listen to Southerners say my name with their silly accents. Ben. Well, folks, if you guessed that the next area is a hospital, you win! We here at Idiot Ben International would like to formally apologize to the people of Japan and India. Racism is bad.
Well, folks, I hope that you've enjoyed this evening's program, and I hope that the next time you're confronted with something that seems too preposterous to be true, I hope you'll remember that anything cannot be not based upon true events that actually happened. I'm Benjamin Frakes, and good night. I bet you thought there was a hallway here, but it was all just smoke and mirrors.
I gotta say, I love this guy's jacket and his mustache. Is it just me, or is this guy really handsome? Like, that is a dude if I've ever seen one. If an alien came to Earth and asked me to show them a dude, I'd show them this guy for sure. I wish I could grow a mustache like that. What was I talking about? Repeating levels. What is this? Silent Hill 4? Yeah, alright, okay. You know, this is kind of rude, honestly. Like, you want me to make the joke, and then you all sit there and laugh at me sarcastically? Like, I'm a human being with feelings, alright? In order to do this, you have to play the entire game all over again. You gotta go through the subway, then the forest, then the water prison, then the building world. The only difference is... come on, Eileen! Holy fuck! You ever woken up and thought to yourself, oh boy, another day of being in my mid-20s. Oh boy, another day of being in my mid-20s, mid-20s, mid-20s. Another day of being in my mid-20s, 20s. So here we are in Dark Souls. Remastered. Before you get all bent out of shape, I've played the original, okay? I'm just using remastered because the graphics are better, okay? There's no need to get all upset or whatever. So this is a problem with Dark Souls, you know? The fan base is just insufferable. And that includes me. Husband says that he wants wife to learn how to use the gun, but she's reluctant. Maybe it could have something to do with the fact that he has his finger on the trigger the whole time that he's showing it to her. Whipping skellies, baby, hell yeah! A text box has appeared as if from nowhere! Here we meet Richard Braintree, and there's definitely a joke in there somewhere. Sonic Heroes was released in 2004 on the GameCube, Xbox, PS2, and Windows, making it the first multi-platform Sonic game following Sega's discontinuation of the Dreamcast in 2001.
We live in a world where the real and the unreal live side by side, where substance is disguised as illusion, and the only explanations are unexplainable. Can you separate truth from fantasy? To do so, you must break through the web of your experience and open your mind to things beyond belief.
Anyway, Janitor returns to kill Cammy just in the nick of time. Do you get it? Honestly, overall, I like this game. But do the pros outweigh the cons? Well, I don't fucking know. But it has Knuckles. And that's more than enough for me. And that's the plot in a nutshell. Or should I say, a conch shell. It's so stupid.
Magic conch shell?
You mean like this?
We're greeted by our host, Jonathan Frakes, best known for his portrayal of William Riker in Star Trek The Next Generation.
The path of the ninja is full of peril.
It's pronounced peril. And I know you know that. Trust me, you'll understand. You just pay attention. And if anybody watching this is a serial killer, knock it off, okay? And go tell the police. You can't be doing that. The first movie we're going to be looking at is 2016's Christmas All Over Again, starring Todrick Hall? Man, finances must have gotten tough after the whole RuPaul thing, huh? Yes, good. Now everyone will think I know who Todrick Hall is.
I'll just end up shooting myself, I know it.
No, this gun only shoots bad people.
So put your notebooks away, because the rest of this stuff is just FYI. None of it'll be on the test. It's all going to be on the test. Giraffe? Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to leave out candy for Halloween Santa so that he'll bring me more candy. You think that'll be enough?
Well, sure, he was a cop. He wore a uniform. He carried this piece.
Oh god, the ghosts have possessed my fridge. My overnight oats were in there. Man, now they're gonna be all haunted and gross. What am I supposed to eat for breakfast now? Seems kind of funny to me that a place called Antler Hill isn't safe for reindeer. Animals that, you know, have antlers. Shouldn't it be called, like, Danger Mountain or Wolf Peak or Bloodthirsty Crocodile Land? I mean, I know there aren't crocodiles there, but it would certainly ensure that no kids check the place out, right? It's not outside the realm of possibility that I'm thinking a little bit too much about this. The true reason I've come to Vienna is to meet with some nefarious individuals. Just some absolute sons of bitches. Anyway, eventually we find Cow Sensei, and he's...
So good of you to join me. Now, a ninja must be in touch with his inner self to feel his health and focus.
Yeah, of course they gave him an Indian accent. I should have predicted that. Sorry, folks, my bad. I guess I should have been thinking with the racist part of my brain. Wait, can I rephrase that? I don't have a racist part.
Conscience is not the voice of God, it is the gift of God. Cheap cookies, they're all the same.
I'm an optimist, but I'm also a realist. Sonic is gone, Amy, and Tails has just lost it. If we're going to win, we have to do it without them.
Like, how do you expect me to take this seriously? Are you looking at the characters who are talking right now? The holiday season is a rough time if you're broke like me. You would almost start to think that it's all just a facade designed to make giant corporations as wealthy as possible, masquerading as some sort of season of giving and goodness. But that can't be the case, right? Santa wouldn't do that. He got me an Xbox. Then it's Pirate Goo Lagoon, where a character named Admiral Prawn launches homemade pies at you. Oh, those pies weren't homemade. They were made in a factory. A bomb factory. They're bombs. What is this? Giraffe? Why? Does this happen in the Bible? Because if so, maybe I'll give it a read, honestly. Just as they're about to burn Willies to the ground, Liv stops them, saying that they need to get Nick Cage out first. Everybody argues with her, but like, she's right. You guys are probably going to get arrested for burning this place down. You probably don't want to add a murder charge on top of it, right? Also, it's just like morally wrong to kill people. But eventually, Eddie realizes that there's more to life than swag. I know. I got a haircut. It's as shocking to me as I'm sure it is to you. But don't worry, I've contacted the proper experts, and they have all informed me that hair grows back. So just, you can stop hyperventilating. Everything's gonna be okay. What was I going to talk about? You know, people die in hospitals, and that's really scary. So it only makes sense. We gotta put a hospital in the scary game. Come on now. Also, you still can't press a button to snap the camera behind SpongeBob. Like, guys, come on. This game came out in 1996. It's older than me. You've had plenty of time. So don't get your panties in a bunch, all right? And I didn't mean that in like a sexist way. Anybody can wear panties. Wow, I didn't like how that sounded either, to be honest. What's with all the swag stuff?
Swaggiest.
Swag? That is so unswag.
Dividends are swag.
Swag.
Look, man, I was 20 years old when this movie came out in 2016, so maybe I'm a little bit out of touch here. However, I was in high school from 2010 until 2014, okay? I was in the trenches during the peak of all this swag nonsense. And I can tell you, based on my personal experience, nobody would have been caught dead unironically using the word swag past like 2012 at the latest. Look, I don't know, that's just my personal experience, so I could be wrong. All I'm saying is, if that kid lived in my neck of the woods, he would have gotten his ass kicked. And not just for the swag thing, also because he's an asshole. You've arrived back here at Transylvania on business to destroy forever the curse of the evil Count Dracula. Wow, the plot of this Castlevania game involves killing Dracula? Awesome. What was the fucking point of that? And look, there's sea bears. I lost my fucking mind when I saw the sea bears. I'm not gonna mention anything about drawing circles on the ground because I said that I was done making references. I really want to, but I'm not gonna do it. If I had to sum it up in one word, I'd probably say hot dog. But thankfully, I don't have to sum it up in one word because, and say it with me, this is my YouTube channel and I make the rules. Not a single one of you said it with me. What the hell?
Hello, Ninja Guy. Meet Billy.
No. Boy, I sure hope that nobody in this game speaks with an accent that would impede their ability to say Billy correctly. Love the tie, by the way. Definitely a normal tie that someone who wasn't living in a Silent Hill game would wear. And before we get into it, let's just address the elephant in the room. I am aware of the situation with Apu. You don't have to comment about it, because I had nothing to do with it. Or should I say, I had nothing to Apu with it. And you can't get mad at me for that stupid joke, because it was you brought it up. You did this to yourself. It's kind of like Simon's Whip in Castlevania. That's right, folks. I just compared a SpongeBob game to Castlevania. I wouldn't subscribe to me either. And you know what else is scary? Wheelchairs. Wheelchairs that move on their own. Regular stationary wheelchairs aren't very scary. Meanwhile, Bob and Kathy make the fantastic decision to break off from the rest of the group to go check out the super happy fun room.
Is it weird that I'm getting really turned on right now?
Oh, you a freak.
Rail Canyon. Oh my god, this level can suck. It can suck my pardon my French, but Rail Canyon can suck my... But anyway, I'm not getting any younger, so let's check out the multiplayer. And that's the overview. I'm sorry if you're a really big fan of this game and were really excited to listen to me outline the Simpsons hit and run, but like, it's a Simpsons game, guys. Come on, it's not Metal Gear. All right, let's take a step back here. It goes to show that you don't need money to be entertained, just as long as you're willing to lower your standards. Like, really, really lower your standards. The word plummet comes to mind. Have you ever felt that way? Like you got that creative itch, but whenever you try to take advantage of it, you just... I don't paint. I was gonna make a comment about how Manta Fey looks a lot like Deadeye Gulch from the SpongeBob Cowboy episode, but then I realized A, this is an alternate universe, and B, this is a SpongeBob game, so who fucking cares? Arthur, you son of a bitch! Will Idiot Ben conquer the allegedly mediocre Silent Hill games? Will he finally get his revenge on Konami? Find out on the next episode of Idiot Ben. And when I say next episode, I don't literally mean the next episode, because it's not going to be about Silent Hill Origins. Saying next episode just kind of sounds better than like, tune in sometime in the future, or whatever. You know how it is. If you have humanity at a bonfire, you can select reverse hollowing, which turns your guy from red man to yellow man, if you know what I'm saying. Am I right, fellas? How many 90s hip-hop / 80s reggae fans are there in my audience? It's gotta be one, right? At least. And I really like how sometimes when you get into a car, it just kind of automatically pops you in instead of making you watch the character fucking approach the car, walk around it, get in. Clues to Dracula's riddle are in the town of Veros. Clues to Dracula's riddle are in the town of Alba. Clues to Dracula's riddle are in Berkeley Mansion. Clues to Dracula's riddle are in Veros Woods. Clues to Dracula's riddle are in Clues to Dracula's riddle are in Bodley Mansion. Okay, awesome, great. So I guess the clues to Dracula's riddle are just everywhere, huh? Along the way, Nico and Julius meet Wilma the Weasel, played by Emma Roberts. Her shtick is that she wants to be a famous singer, but her family doesn't want her to be a famous singer, and she's not very good at singing. I don't know, man. This movie's very boring, I'll be honest with you. I love how matter-of-fact she is about it, you know? Like, she's like, I couldn't believe my eyes. The gun fell down the stairs and shot the intruder that we didn't even know was there. Like, that's fucking crazy, bro! This really is beyond belief, because this didn't happen. This isn't true. I don't need Jonathan Frakes to reveal all this at the end, because this is fictional. For example, feast your eyes upon this clip wherein I am in the process of killing 4 of the same guy. Get it? Feast your eyes? Zombies? Now you're probably thinking, Ben, is there anything about this game that you did find to be a drag? And I'm glad you asked, because the answer is yes. Also, get it? Drag? Cars? Looking very not laughing right now. And yet I said something funny. Do you have any opinions on that? I regret to inform you that I was dishonest about visiting family in Austria. Well, I am visiting family just because I'm in town, but it's more of a, well, I may as well stop by, it would be kind of rude not to kind of thing, you know? Not to suggest that it's an obligation or anything. That's not what I meant. Oh, Ben, but Shovel Knight came out... "27 years after Simon's Quest." Oh, Ben, you're 27. Shut up! Just shut up for once. Bikini Bottom, Silent Hill. Bikini Hill? That doesn't really sound like anything. Silent Bottom. That's so much worse. But with that out of the way, let's get into it. Put on your soap shoes and get your chili dogs ready, because we're about to get into Sonic Heroes, Sonic Heroes, wasting away again at Margaritaville. As I'm sure you can guess by the title, this is a Christmas horror movie, a subgenre that's actually quite a lot more common than you might think. That said, I'd wager to guess that no one has ever actually managed to make a good Christmas horror movie. Except, of course, for the live-action Grinch movie, which is a horror movie, let's be honest here.
Anyway, I want to get out of here, but I can't find the exit. Will you help me find it? I'm kind of scared all alone. I'll do a special favor for you later.
Am I right, ladies? Even in your dreams, fellas expect a little something in return. It's fucked up. What a horrible... I gotta be honest, this is looking bad so far. Night to have a curse? Well, that's cryptic and spooky. Study: 90% of video games start with easy tutorial level. Whoa, self-awareness? This is a video game! This girl is my favorite character in the movie for a couple reasons. Firstly, because she's probably the best actor, and secondly, because she's very pretty. And I mean that with the utmost amount of respect. I'm sorry, I don't want to come off as like a creep or anything. I just really like girls who are nearsighted. What can I say? I'll go turn myself in. My apologies, everybody. For starters, and you're gonna want to sit down for this one, Silent Hill 4 doesn't have tank controls. No! Aw, man, we didn't even get to do that special favor that she promised.
I never got to do that special favor for you.
Alright, whatever. I guess we're all comedians, even when we're actively bleeding out. Everyone knows about the bonfires, right? Bonfire lit. You know what I'm saying? Am I right? Do people still say lit? Is that still a thing people... Alright, sorry, I'll give SPO a break. Okay, I don't hate him that much. I just hate him a lot. All I'm saying is that he's ugly and his personality is boring and one-dimensional. And he sucks. That's all I'm saying. This movie sucks, man. I was struggling to pay attention pretty much from start to finish. Or should I say, start to finish. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, licking doorknobs is illegal on other planets. Ha! I made another SpongeBob joke! No one can stop me!